cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay, cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency, a message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me, respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy, hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the
Hey, Mike, you got my text message.
Yeah,
You know who we got today, right?
Brian Richards. Yeah, I looked him up.
Absolutely, man. You ready? Ready
Oh,
for this
you know,
one? This one's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Another deathmatch superstar with us here today.
No. I looked him up. It's Brian Richards. He's he wrestles for Classic Championship Wrestling. Classic Championship Wrestling in Illinois. It's old school. Look, it's catches, catch can, holds. There's no outside the ring, no weapons. It's all grappling. In fact, I saw one of his matches, and Richards had a guy in a headlock for like 5 minutes, and they worked it. I managed to go get a cup of coffee and a cupcake, and they were still in the headlock. It was old school. It was like watching Lou Thesz versus Vern Gagne, where they had them, where they just like a leg scissors. It's all grappling. There's no punching, none of that, no weapons. It's called Classic Championship Wrestling. Yeah, flamboyant, the flamboyant one, Brian Richards.
Whoa. Mike, who do you think we have?
The flamboyant one, the catch can scientific wrestler from Classic Championship Wrestling.
No, you got it all wrong. We got Brian Richards, Blood Money Brian Richards.
Oh, I looked up the wrong guy.
From TPW AFU.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him. Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah, I've seen him on
he's on that superstar. What's going on?
IWTV.
Absolutely, that's him. The one.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for being with us here tonight. How's everything going over there?
I had it mixed up.
It's going good, man. No complaints. Just doing every day.
Mike gets his stuff mixed up every time. I got to get him a new phone. He has a flip phone, so when I text him, he gets everything mixed up.
Yep. I thought it was the flamboyant Brian Richards from Classic Championship.
No wonder you came here all excited.
Oh, you should have seen the holds they were doing. Oh, the guy had him in an abdominal stretch.
Oh,
that was so like selling the abdominal stretch. Oh, I love that. That's my favorite hold.
Oh man, what else? What other moves?
They had the leg scissors, the head scissors. The rowboat. Where they stretch the legs. Headlocks. There was a lot of headlocks.
We'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
Blood Money Brothers, thank you for joining us today. How's everything going over
Boston Crab.
Oh, Mike.
Those are business moves.
Yeah, it's going good, man. Just living life one day at a time, just staying healthy and happy. So
that's great. You said it's cold, it's a little cold over there, right?
Yeah, it's a little cold. We had a storm come through last night, so it's just kind of the cold wind down from it. So not too bad though.
Oh, okay. Wait, you're in what part of Illinois are you in?
I'm in Southern Illinois. I'm basically in Carbondale, Illinois. Yep.
Is that near Paducah?
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes from Paducah. Yep.
Are you near Harrisonburg or Marion?
Yeah, I'm like maybe 10 minutes from Marion. So.
Oh, I've been there for the gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh yeah. You probably have.
Cave and Rock.
Oh, Cave and Rock.
Yeah, Harrison. Yeah.
Have you ever been to one of them gatherings?
No, not yet. Nah, I want to go though. I've always wanted to go. I heard they're pretty intense. So
they were down there in the Southern Illinois. I've been all over the Southern Illinois, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, good times. Good times. They're wild.
I flew into the Marion Airport.
Oh yeah, the veteran airport right there. Yeah, they got a nice little airport now. They just remodeled it not too long ago.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Okay, I know this area.
So let's get started. The question we always ask everyone: what was your first introduction to pro wrestling?
Really watching it with my dad. My dad was a diehard wrestling fan, still is. We watched it every time it was on, even when it wasn't on. My dad had VHS tapes for like 20 years. So we always had something new to watch. There was always something wrestling going on in our house. So it just kind of grew up in it. Grew up loving it, and just nothing else I wanted to watch. So
You know what? I've had VHS tapes, but I don't even know what the words stand for. Video what? Video home system?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's
video.
What it is.
I think so.
Look that up.
So what was your first favorite wrestler growing up?
My first favorite one was Triple H. Then I became a real big RVD guy when they brought back ECW. That was kind of when I was growing up.
Okay.
Nice. So you were watching it from the ECW days when they used to get wild out there.
Oh yeah, all the time. ECW was like, because they were doing the reboot when they brought it back in like 07, 08. And that's really, they were releasing all the old stuff, and I just got hooked, man. I mean, the whole brutal style, it just got me. So been hooked on it ever since.
Oh, for sure. The shock value they would put in there, that the product they would put out there was before its time. And I grew up in South Philly, so I was close to the arena, but unfortunately I didn't get to go. But Mike over here,
I went to a lot of the shows. I went to like the first pay-per-view, Born to Be Wired, all the shows for like 4 or 5 years straight through.
Man, that's crazy.
It was, I tell people that and they get excited. Like, I mean, it was unbelievable. And they were very approachable. You could walk around the back of the building. I mean, if you had a case of beer in a cooler, they'll come up to you. The dudes will be like, "Hey, anybody going to the diner? Like, come on in." I mean, you could get a guy to jump, an ECW guy to like New Jack jumped in my car one time.
That's
where are you going? I'm diner. Can you stop by the liquor store first? I'm like, all right, come on. Like, it was real casual. Van Dam would come out and just like grab beer or something. I mean, they were approachable.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's cool to see them in that everyday kind of lifestyle. Like they're just another person. I love seeing people like that all the time. Like I've met Ricky Steamboat and Honky Tonk Man and a few other people that I've got to share the ring with, and seeing those guys, just being one of the boys is one of the greatest things ever, man. So it's super cool to see them like that.
Oh, for sure.
Who was the first pro wrestler you ever met?
The first pro wrestler I ever met was Billy Gunn. I was 6 years old, and it was at a civic center, and I remember he was huge. He was like a monster.
Wow.
But, I had the Goldberg shirt on, and he gave me shit about the Goldberg shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's great. That's funny. So did you follow any of the Combat Zone early days? Any of the Combat Zone wrestling or IWA Mid-South?
To be honest, bro, no. I didn't really get into that until I was already wrestling, and I think it was definitely the Combat Zone, man. I watched a Tournament of Death, and it was Necro when Necro was in there, because I saw Necro on The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, and I looked into him more, and I was like, man, this dude's insane. So, but yeah, that's what got me hooked into death matches. Really, Necro Butcher. So,
okay, we know him. We know him from way back. What TOD was that?
I don't remember what number. He's been in so many of them. I think it was I want to say maybe it was like 3, 4, 5. Something like that.
The one with him and Wife Beater.
It was him and who? Sorry.
Wife Beater.
Wife. Yep, that's who it was. Him and Wife Beater.
We were at that. Were you at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. We were at that.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it was really good. I love Necro's punches, man. Whenever he starts that fire up punch thing, oh man.
Yeah, that's Scotty Vortex about and Lufisto about that. They don't like it too much.
Good time.
That's crazy. Yeah. If you watch the video, when he's trying to get up the truck, there's a guy that grabs him he's struggling to get up the truck, and there's a guy that grabs him by the belt and helps him get up, and he gets onto the hood. That was me.
Yeah. Oh, what? That's cool.
I don't know if you remember that, but that was me. Yeah, we've been in all the Necro matches. Samoa Joe, Necro, all that stuff. Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Because see, where we live is the same place where they had all those CZW tournaments. And DJ's farm is like 10 minutes down the street.
Oh, that's cool. So you guys ran a lot of them then, huh?
Oh, yeah, all those CZWs. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get on one real bad. I'm trying to, just be on one of them. That'd be cool.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah,
after seeing that match with Cash Borden, Cash, who did you wrestle against? There's a cat named Cash, right? No. The other guy, Mason Cutter.
Oh, Mason Cutter. Yeah, that's who I just wrestled Mason Cutter. I wrestled Cash Borden May 25th. So I'm ready to punch that dude in the face. He's been talking a lot of crap.
That's the tag team. I saw that advertised. That's a tag team mystery match. What was the guy you're going to tag team with?
Well, he's a superstar. That's all I can say. They don't really want me to.
No, they announced it today. They announced it. I just forgot the name.
Oh, they announced it? Oh, I didn't know.
No, don't say it. I'm just joking with you.
I was like, that's news to me. They didn't tell me that.
No. Mike's trying to get people in trouble.
I bet him that I can get it out of him. But I didn't want to get you in trouble. No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, he's definitely a superstar who I got coming though. So he's gonna be worth every cent that we pay for him. He's always putting on a good show. So we're ready for him.
And that's IWTV.
That's on IWTV. Yep.
Oh man, we're gonna tell everyone about that. Yeah.
Sure.
All right, yeah.
Promoting it. So at what point in your life were you like, I want to be a wrestler? I want to do this. I'm in.
I think it was we went to go see a WWE live show. It was the first time they had came to my area. And Rob Van Dam was on the card, and I remember he walked out, and I had my sign. He pointed to me, and I watched it, and I just was amazed. And that time, I was like, "This is what I'm doing. I don't want to do anything else." And since then, that's all I've been doing. So
Wow.
And after that, was that when you started like trying to find wrestling schools?
Oh yeah, I was. I just got so into it to where I was writing my own storylines as a kid. Everyone does it, doing stuff in the backyard, being just dumb, writing stuff, looking for schools and stuff. I would actually in high school, I dropped out of high school to go to Booker T school. And, yeah, I ended up, wrecking my car.
Oh no.
Not going, but yeah, my teachers always got onto me because I was always looking up wrestling schools at school.
Yeah, that's like Hillbilly. That's what Hillbilly said. He told his teacher he wanted to be a wrestler, and they're like, "Yeah,
that's all he wanted to do." That's awesome.
Hillbilly,
Yeah.
hardcore Hillbilly.
Yeah, man, hardcore Hillbilly's my guy. I love hardcore. I think it's great that he's getting noticed and people are looking out for him. That's awesome.
Yeah, we did it. We did an interview with him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's been killing stuff, man. He's a really good dude. He deserves it.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was good. I could tell. I was watching his highlights and matches. The way he comes in the ring, he loves the business.
Oh yeah.
Now, I could tell guys that are like that. I could tell guys that just want to be on a show. I want to be a wrestler, and I could tell guys who want to put on a good show and they want to be there.
There's no other place they want to be. You can definitely tell when someone wants to be there when they don't.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, what I respect a lot about you, the few matches I watched, you set up like your finishers always end with a big spot. It's not like a regular move. You always have like, for example, the Eric Dillinger match. You did a power bomb. The finishing spot was a power bomb on the TV, which was like, it kind of reminds me of like an old school CZW hardcore match when they would have like a big spot at the end of the match. It's not like a regular DDT or your regular finisher.
Mm-hmm.
The matches I watched with you, you always had like some really cool spots to finish off the match.
Yeah, I always try to be unique with anything that I finish, anything like that. It wasn't a big finish, but I think got the most reaction was when I wrestled Mason Cutter. That roll up at the end was it was unexpected, and it was huge. But the one with Eric, that was all Eric. He's the one that called the TV powerbomb spot. So that was all him. He was like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "It's cool with me," and I was like, "Look, I was like, as long as you're willing to take it, I'm willing to give it to you. So you just take your 10 and we'll go. So
Is that the match you took like 4 gusset plates?
yeah, probably. I've took a lot of guessing plates.
No, no, there was one. There was one match he took a lot of. I mean, and they stick to him. They
Oh,
don't just
yeah,
fall
yeah,
off.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
it's in there with him, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, actually, the match with Mason Cutter, I took a bunch of gusset plates. The water jug that he hit me with on the outside of the ring, it was covered in gusset plates. They called them thumbtacks, but it was gusset plates. And if you look on my arm, you probably can't see it because it's dark, but I'm like all scarred up. I got pictures and stuff I could send you guys. It's pretty insane. But yeah, and he broke it completely over my arm when he hit me with it. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
pretty intense.
And then speaking of the gusset plate, then I saw there was one match where he had I don't know who did it. I don't know, man. That was kind of unprotected. He had the thumbtacks in the back of his head,
Oh.
like the soft spot. Like,
Oh no!
what that was like? I don't know what happened with that. That probably was a little goof up or something. Huh?
Yeah, actually, when that happened, I wasn't even worried about the thumbtacks in the back of my head because I had one go down my throat and I was choking on it. So I sold down to my knee and I was like legit coughing up a thumbtack trying to save my life. I was choking, turning purple, and finally it came up and coughed out. But yeah, it was bad. I was scared.
What did they do? The thing where they put it in your mouth?
No, it just however he hit me and it wrapped around my head. One just those things fly everywhere and flew right down my windpipe.
Oh man, you didn't expect. Okay, see, when they put it in their mouth, at least you got some control over it. It just freaked. Oh wow,
That's scary.
Oh, that would make me panic. Oh man. All right, God, you guys are crazy.
Oh, much respect for you.
Yeah.
And I know we're jumping all over the place.
Yeah, we're just jumping all over.
But I want to backtrack a little.
Oh, yeah,
You,
okay.
you said you joined the Booker T Wrestling School. Can you walk us through your first day? What did they have you do? What did they have you do there? Your very first day.
Well, I just got into the school. Like I paid my $2,500, and the day that I was supposed to leave to go down there, my car literally I wrecked it on the way down there, so I ended up never going. But it was $2,500 up front, and then was $250 a month after that until you were done training.
And you go down where it's in Texas?
Yeah, it was in Houston, Texas. Yeah.
Well, where were you going to live? What were you going to do down there?
Man, I don't know. I was just gonna stay in my car until I figure something out, I guess. I mean, at that time, it was more of like, hey, I just got to get in a ring rather than, hey, I'm going to move down and do all this. I was 18 and full of fire. So now I look back and it's dumb, but.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. It might have worked out better for you in the long run because, like, whatever happened. Anything could happen. Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Oh,
It might have been hard for you to live down there, and you'd have been like something else. It might not have worked out.
Yeah, for sure. Everything's unpredictable.
Yeah, that was crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you never made it, so you didn't even go in one day of training.
What was that? Sorry.
You never did any training at Booker T's then.
Yeah, no, I never did any training or anything like that. I just got accepted. It like that was the school that I was going to go to that I wanted to go to learn. Because there was no schools around me anywhere, and I didn't even know independent wrestling was a thing. So I figured you just went to the school and you went straight to WWE.
Oh yeah, okay. I got you.
Do you know who the trainer was there at the time?
Not by chance. No. Like I said, I didn't even make it down there to even step in the door. But yeah, that was my first goal. Was I was gonna get in there and then take this wrestling world by storm. But
no. Oh wow. Yeah, that sucks. And so you were out 2,500.
Oh man.
Yeah.
God, that's no money back guarantee on that. That's bad.
So when you so I know you're getting your name out there with the deathmatch wrestling and all that, but before that you were doing regular. You started doing regular matches, correct?
Yeah. I trained at a little school that just happened to opened up. The trainer's name was Heath Hatton. He had done some work for the WWE. and it was called Stride Pro Wrestling, and I was Beautiful Brian, and I was just a comedy act. I just went out, and I was a big dude in little clothes.
Oh,
So you mean they gave you that gimmick?
Actually, I gave myself that gimmick. They wanted me to be an enforcer, but I just felt like I wasn't doing anything to push myself and make myself notice. So I asked if I could have some free reign, and they gave me the opportunity, and I went with the whole beautiful thing. I was
Oh, okay.
a cocky heel, and it turned out pretty good. I had a pretty good run as it, so I mean it got me booked into Deathmatch World, so that's for sure.
oh, for sure. So can you walk us through your first day there for that school?
For that school, there was basically a bunch of local independent talents that are still, in my mind, probably the best talents that's ever came out of the Midwest. Jay Spade, Heath Hatton, Bull Bronson was there. There was a few other guys there too. Tony Flood, Axe Allward, guys like those. That just hope kids learn the ropes. They taught us the bump. The first day there, I remember it was tough. They did blow up drills and just made everybody die. So, but it was definitely some old school bring up just to see who was gonna stay, who wasn't. And there was no way I was going home and hanging anything up. So
Did you have a whole? Was everybody new the same day? Did they bring a whole bunch of new guys in that same day?
yeah, it was the first day was they actually ran the first day free. So they were like, we'll have everybody come free and just kind of give you a test of what you're going to be going through. And there was a bunch of people. There was like maybe 20 people max in the class. By the next day we started practicing, there was like maybe 5. So they definitely had, winged out who was going to stay and who wasn't. Or,
Well, were they quitting through the training? Through the first day? Were they just like you had 25 people the first showing up, and like how long did it take for some to like leave? Like 20 minutes, or like what made them leave?
Well, I think really people just didn't want to put in effort is really what it was. Because they asked us, to pay the due. It was like $60 a month, real cheap. It wasn't very expensive. And I think that people were just like, oh, well, I came here hoping for a spot and they're not giving me a spot. So they just kind of, went home and took home and elsewhere. A lot of guys around me, man, they try to get trained for free. Like they don't want to, give anything to the business. They just want to take from it, and you can't really do that around here.
Oh, okay. Etiquette. Did they teach you? So what we're always curious about the etiquette, like the locker room. We've had people that weren't taught etiquette properly. Did your trainer teach you like, okay, the shaking the hand, the knowing the dressing room, don't bother veterans? Like what rule did they give you rules that the rules of the locker room? What about that?
They really didn't give us any rules at first. They would always have it at practice where we would shake hands to open and close practice. So it was just kind of a thing that was already there. So we just figured that's just what we did. But besides that, they were pretty much open. It was very much of a locker room of guys just trying to teach young kids. None of the vets were like, don't talk to us. They weren't holier than thou. They were just there to teach.
Oh, okay.
And and it was a really, really good locker room. I was really blessed to be there, and every second I spent there.
We've heard some good, bad stories from some people. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, good. That's good.
How much training did you have under your belt before your first match?
I'd probably say like 6 months before I had my first match. Where I could just bump and do little stuff. But it was just they were just filling matches. Just if somebody didn't show up, they throw me in there and let me take 1 or 2 bumps and get used to a live crowd.
Sure. Do you remember what do you remember most about your first match? Your first pro match?
I remember the guy that I wrestled was his name was Roger Mathis, and he kept throwing kicks at me, and I was like, man, these kicks are just awful. Like he's kicking the crap out of me.
Oh,
On the backstage, I was like, hey man, those kicks were really stiff. He was like, no, they're snug. Get it right, kid, and just walks off. But we're cool now. I mean, he's kicked my butt again a million times after that. So
okay. they probably did that on purpose a little bit.
yeah.
So once you trained, you start doing pro wrestling, you get out there. I think this is the time you started teaming up with Bull Bronson, right?
Yeah. Well, Bull was working some local shows with a company called All American Pro Wrestling out of the area, and actually I was like 14, 15, and I went to a show just looking. I would walk like 30 miles to these shows to a different town, wherever they would be at. I'd walk or find there, and he was legit the first dude that would even talk to me about wrestling. So we've just been cool ever since then, and I was coming back to wrestling because I had went through a real bad divorce, and I was coming back, and I sit down with him. I was like, "Hey, man, I really like to get your knowledge," and we started traveling, and ever since then, we've been hardly heat and hitting the road, and hard. Almost every weekend we're booked. Trying to get something going. So.
We've heard that a few times from who do we that the guy someone took someone under their wing and took them on the road.
Honda does it a lot.
Honda does it, but there was the girl, wasn't the girl a few people they a veteran is nice enough to take them under the ropes and take them on the road and teach them the ropes. Yeah, that's good. That's helpful.
Yeah, man, I owe everything to Bull, man. Yeah, I wouldn't be even close to where I'm at if it wasn't for him. He's gave me a lot of stuff. The whole blood money thing was him. He was just like, "This is what you should do." You breed sense. So I got to give it credit where credit's due. He's had my back and he's been my brother every step of the way. So.
Yeah,
that's great.
I saw some highlights of his on. He has it on his YouTube.
Oh,
yeah,
sure. That was going to be my next question. How did blood money come about?
Well, Bull told me immediately when when we talked about it. He said, "You're no longer beautiful Brian Richards. You're just Brian Richards until we figure something out." And then we went down to TPW. I was a fill-in for a talent that didn't show up for a tag match. They gave me my shot, and I just bled all over the place. And we just kind of we were literally we were sitting on his couch after that show, and we were smoking, and he was like, "I got it. Your blood money, Brian Richards." He was like, "You're using it. That's it. There's nothing else." He was like, "That's yours." So I've been using it ever since.
I like it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
He comes out with the
bandana.
Tupac bandana. Yeah, he comes rap music. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. Blood money.
Yeah. I'm an old '90s rap fan, so anything '90s hip hop, I'm all about. And
oh, okay, yeah, I tell that. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
It's running with the deathmatch scene, the deathmatch community.
Yeah.
Speaking of deathmatch, once I announced that we were doing you, Joe Callis from Outlaw Mud Show, he was real excited. He goes, "I can't wait to see the interview." Shout out to Joe Callis out there in the Outlaw Mud Show.
Man, he's been a huge support too. Whenever I was first getting some stuff in deathmatch, he would share my stuff around, and he had that Outlaw Mud Show page, and he promoted mine and Bull stuff all the time. Anytime he sees something, he's on. So, he's a good dude.
He's a good dude, and he's always positive. I really like that group because they're not about drama or canceling no one. They're just good people in that group.
Yeah, they're just there to watch wrestling. That's what that group's there for. Is they're just there to have fun, seeing what they love.
Absolutely. Much respect for them guys.
Yeah.
So what was your first hardcore or hardcore death match? Your first memory of that.
Yeah. How'd you get into that?
Well, AFU Hardcore, they started running in a town, kind of by me, and Bull was on the show, and I kept asking if I could get booked, and he said, "Come help set up the ring." I set up the ring, a couple shows, and they gave me a open spot where it was me and Bull, and they said just go out there and bleed for them, just practice bleeding. So I went out there, and Bull just whooped the dog crap out of me, and I bled real good, and they were like, "What?" So they had me bleeding forever. I bled for everyone: Pondo, Schlack, Tyler Thorne, anyone that was on the card. I bled for. that was my specialty at that time.
Yeah, I saw. So AFU brings they bring a lot of like they'll bring like a special legend, a big name guy in every like for most shows, one or two. So when you're told,
they try to bring some in. They've had guys like Super Crazy, Necro Butcher, Charlie Horse was there. Was supposed to be there at one point, but because of snow and weather conditions, his flight got canceled the day of the show, so that kind of sucked. But they've had a lot of guys. Mickey Knuckles had been there.
Yeah.
Nick Gage. They've had a lot of big name deathmatch and non-deathmatch stars.
Right.
The doors.
So when they tell you you're going to wrestle Pondo, they tell you, and then what goes on in your head?
Well, I just went out and interrupted one of his matches, and he kind of just hit me with a stop sign. He did his Pondo routine. The best story I have working with Pondo is he was out in the ring doing a promo to announce that Atticus Kogar was coming to AFU, and the music guy played music way before he even announced the promo, and they sit me out. And Pondo looked at me dead live in the middle of a live crowd and was like, "You dumb fuck! I haven't said the announcement yet." And then I continued to stand there 15 minutes while he makes the announcement, and then finally I'm like, "No one cares."
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So,
wow. Wow.
That's my favorite Pondo story. I love Pondo.
Yeah, but you wrestled Schlack. Then you did wrestle Schlack.
It was in the same match. I came out to help Schlack, and Schlack basically beat me with a chair. Then Pondo hit me with his stop sign and all his stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask him. Do those guys give because they're bigger names and they come in? Do they like try to give you guys advice, or do the younger guys ask them like advice, or like how did I do? Do they give you a little? Do they like to help out and pointers and things like that?
Oh, absolutely. Pondo is Schlack really just talks. I didn't really ask Schlack too many questions because he's kind of intimidating a little bit, especially when you're a green kid. But Pondo's always willing to help. I did his seminar that he did for AFU, and he literally just taught locker room etiquette and how you should be at a wrestling show, and kind of gave the rundowns, and but yeah, he taught me he taught me how to do the business that we do. Him and Necro both had a master's class on it in the locker room. My first night that I went out and bled for Bull, they gave this big seminar in the back for the boys on how to I don't want to. I guess kayfabe's broken, so fuck it. But anyways, they gave a big. Yeah, but they gave a big gig class, and
oh God, oh shoot, really?
To all the green kids. Well, it was me and everybody else was just standing around, but yeah, it was super cool. They definitely taught me how to make my money. If it wasn't for them, I would never, learn how to carve myself up. That's for sure.
I got you. Speaking of the bloody, I've seen some of your bloody matches. Now I've noticed. Now you go out there with just like tape around your wrists.
Yeah.
Now I've noticed like Murdoch, he'll tape himself up like a cast, and
Drake tapes
yeah,
him,
they take a lot of guys even wear like light gloves. I saw that match with what's his name, Arrow Boy. Did you see the Arrow Boy Drake match the other week on XPW?
No, but I did hear that it was killer though. I did hear
Yeah,
that it
but
was really.
you could tell that Arrow Boy's hand was like bloody.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you feel comfortable with just the wristband, or do you want more protection? Or
It just depends. If I'm doing tubes and stuff, I thought about wearing some gloves just because I use my hands to work with for my shoot job. So it's kind of hard to work when you got cuts all over your fingers and
yeah.
hands are tenders. But besides that, man, I've always just taped up my wrist, so I've never thought to do anything else with it. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely I have thought about protecting my hands, maybe for like a tournament or something, something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I was always thinking you can use like flesh color tape, like wrapping. I don't know. So if it doesn't want to look, it'll blend in. Yeah.
Right.
Just protect yourself.
Corp used to use electrical tape.
Oh yeah, Corporal Robinson, man,
Yeah.
he'd have this electrical tape. Nothing was going through that. He'd have it from there to there, and then he just took electrical tape all around. He had that thing down to like a cast. Yeah. And he would hit hard. He would hit people on the forearm with that tape like that. It really helped him. I guess everybody has their own thing, their own way of protecting themselves.
So we always ask everyone. You brought up the light tubes. How bad after taking them light tubes? How bad is a shower afterwards?
It can suck. Just because it burns a little bit. You got open wounds. But I just try to hose it off and try to wait for them to heal up to put any soap on them. Just because I like using scented soap. So, and when you're traveling, you don't really think about non-scented soaps and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the worst one was I wrestled Brad Cash. His opponent had got hurt, and I stepped in, and we just walked and talked and did a whole match. And he punched a light tube in my head. And when he did, he basically scalped me with his light tube.
Oh.
And I had a piece of glass in my head. And me and Bull, we were in a hotel, and he had to pull the glass out and super glue my head shut.
Oh.
Yeah, that was probably the worst one that I've had so far with glass.
Yeah, did you see Mickey's leg about a month ago?
Yeah, and then right after that, I saw at a show.
No, I know. You know what? Funny thing about that, we were supposed to have a dinner with Mickey thing. We contacted her. She came up here. She was going to do 2 shows, and she did the Angels of Death, and that's when it happened. But next day we were going to have a meet and greet. We had like some fans, and we're going to, we're not making any money. Just give it to her at luncheon, and we had like 7-8 people that were going to come, and then she got cut, and she was in the hospital. She got cut. She went to the hospital. She was in a New Jersey hospital for like 9 hours, and then they pulled the glass out and did what they had to do, and then we canceled the dinner. But she insisted on coming, so I met her with one other guy up in Newark, Delaware, on the ride back, and we had the dinner, and she signed some of the stuff the fans wanted and took off. But yeah, she was tough. She was like, "Oh, I'll be all right," and we're like, "What?" She goes, and then somebody, huh?
I was just gonna say, yeah, Mickey's a trooper, man. She's tough as nails, man, for sure.
Right,
for sure.
Somebody texted her while we were eating at Bob Evans. It was on the ride on her way back, and someone texted her, "Will you be able to make the show on whatever?" And she goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "You will?" And we saw the wound. You know what I mean? It was like crazy. And she goes, "Yeah, I'll be all right, buddy." And I'm like, "What? All right." Yeah, she was. I actually saw Mickey Knuckles' first match ever. She opened up the show for the one of the King of the Deathmatch tournaments.
Oh, that's cool.
She who did she wrestle? Some woman, and the girl dropped her on her back of her neck on the chair, and she was knocked out legit.
Oh,
she not knocked out cold, like laid out, but couldn't remember the match.
That was bad. Yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Chair.
Yeah.
It was on a chair.
It was on a chair. Yeah, it was rough. That was her first match.
One
So
of the King of the Death matches.
right. So anytime I see Mickey, I'm like, I'm the only one that's been to your first match and your last match you've ever had right now. So if I see her in a match, I've seen the first one and then her whatever she's at. We did a shoot interview with her. She's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, and man, been around too. Like that's what people don't understand about Mickey. Like they give her credit as a death match, but she's been around too, man. I mean, she's been to TNA and done all kinds of stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, and she can really wrestle, chain wrestle, and everything. Yeah, she was trained good by Ian Rotten. Yeah, they trained her.
Only woman to ever do Tournament of Death twice.
Yeah, she is. Sure.
So
yeah.
We were talking about weapons, the light tubes, the gusset plates. Is there any weapons, any gimmicks out there that you would not take?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple. Syringe needles.
The what?
Syringe needles.
Syringe needles. I don't think I'm. I don't think I'm okay with that. Besides that, Kenzans, maybe. I mean, I don't. Yeah, that one looks like it hurts. Besides that, man, I'm really down for anything. Anything's cool. It's all gonna suck, so it don't matter.
Yeah, those Kensians, man, them things, they go deep, and all the needles are right. Yeah, look, we've been to TODs and we've seen them pulling out of like Kobayashi's head and Matt Tremont's, and they're pulling it, and their skin is like stretching.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, those guys are tough, man. I mean, for sure. Because I don't know how they do it. Because I'm over here like, man, I don't know.
Well, you did the gusset plates and the tubes. Hey, he did gusset plates, tubes, and thumbtacks stuck to the back of your head. That's
ain't
nothing to cry.
And then some of them crazy spots. Like I was watching your match with Ray, and that finishing spot with the DVD on the chair. That was
yeah, it was. It looked really good. It turned out real good too. Yeah.
And whose idea was that with that finisher?
That was all me. Yeah, I came up with that. Yeah. Because they wanted to start pushing me as a babyface for AFU, and they were like, "We're gonna have you and Ray babyface, just two hungry guys trying to get noticed." And that's what we gave them. We went out there and gave them exactly that. So Ray Waddell, man, he got me where I needed to be for AFU. That's for sure. So
yeah, AFU, yeah. I saw one match on IWTV. The whole show was all the matches were it was called AFU Chapter 2. It was all hardcore. It was all like weapons and hardcore matches, right?
Yeah.
The whole show.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, we do a bunch of hardcore. We try to keep it basically hardcore. But we also have like everything. We'll have the old Memphis style. We'll have comedy. We'll have, we try to find that good balance. But most people that come in right now are just hardcore guys that people want to see people bleed. So that's what's popular right now, I guess.
Yeah, I'd compare their fed to like ICW, where like if you like, you're not gonna have to wait all the way to the last match or what. You're gonna see a good show, and I mean I'm a fan of AFU. I like it. We're not near it, but if I was in the area, I'd definitely go to that. But I mean, you're gonna see action, and there's no like babies in that. You got to be tough to be in AFU. It's kind of like everybody's a tough guy.
Yeah. AFU's the baddest of the baddest is what they say.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know who runs that. Is there a guy that owns it or?
Well, it's a collection of people. The guy that really books it, his name's Zach Sawyer. He's worked, him and Mikey McFinnigan, or just Mikey now. They were Roscoe Eat Lisa. Back in the day, they were all over the place in the tag world.
Okay.
Yeah, they traveled with Mason and Devin Cutter and guys like that. So.
Okay. See, you don't have to worry about when you go to an AFU show. It's not like they're bringing in the the one WWF legend.
Joey the Clown.
Oh yeah. Look, when I see a flyer, because we go to shows in Philly and stuff, and there'll be some guy, and I look, I'm like, I don't know anybody on here. None of them look like the hardcore guys. And special guest WWE superstar from 1987.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it. Fans. And then if it says children $10, under 6 free, I'm like that. I've said, yeah, you can have that back. No, I don't want to waste your time. I'm not going to it. We got them here. That, but I'm not going to mention. There's a lot of those feds that are like that. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, but that used to, man, they try to. I know that Zach does a really good job of building the violence. You know, like you're gonna see every kind of wrestling, but you're also gonna see what we're there to do, and that's violence.
Yes,
you know? So he tries to.
yeah. No, I like it. I'm gonna go back in the IWA archives and look at the rest of them because I haven't seen all of them.
No,
yeah, no,
it's good. Now, there's a match a lot of people were talking about. It was your match against Hooligan.
Yeah, Mason Cutter.
Yeah. That's the first one I see when I look up your name. Everyone's talking about it. What's your memory with that match? Anything that sticks out?
Well, yeah, man. There's a lot. Well, like I said, I've ever since I found out that there was local wrestling was like my go-to. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys became bigger than WWE guys because they were just real life superheroes that I was taking around with all the time. So Mason and his brother Devin, they were a tag team, and I remember seeing them work all the time. So when they said that he was coming in, I was like, I want to work him. I want to learn something. This guy's got knowledge that is golden still. They set up the match, and I remember we really didn't talk. We just kind of was like, hey, let's just go out there and have fun doing it. And that's what we did. And I remember that the ref kept asking me if I was okay because I was bleeding so much.
Oh yeah, that's the one you were bleeding from the arm to head. Oh yeah, that was crazy, man. I like that. I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had blood everywhere. He literally was like, it was so bad that I had to tell him, hey, give me a minute. I couldn't see anything. Half of that match, Devin Devin worked a broomstick because I was, I couldn't see nothing. I had so much blood everywhere.
Wow.
But yeah, I remember it was cool, man. It was really cool. And after the match, I had a nice time to shake his hand and said, thank you for the opportunity of, letting me work with you and learn something, show him some respect for all the, all the hard work that he's ever put in, the miles he's put in on the road. So it was really cool moment. I've realized that in my life, it's been crazy since I've been doing death matches. It seems like all the people that I've looked up to, I'm now getting to meet and wrestle and learn from, and get that experience of being in the locker room, and it's the coolest thing ever, man.
Mm-hmm.
So the coolest thing.
I'm curious. After that match, you were so bloody. You walk to the back of the dressing room. Then what do? You jump in a shower, or what do you do after something like that?
Well, to be honest, I went right next door to the bar and started drinking a little bit. But no, I usually, whenever I get all bloody and stuff like that, man, I usually drive home. It just depends on where I'm at. If we're 9-10 hours away, I'd go back to the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. Just get to where I'm going and clean up from there. It's usually what I try to do.
They are a different breed of wrestler, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
hey, I've been saying it for years. I appreciate what you guys do. So we do appreciate and feel you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you an awesome bloody story.
Okay.
So Brad Cash had broke the light tube in my head, and I was bleeding everywhere. I bled all over the car that we had took. So we stopped at a hotel so we can get me cleaned up and get the car cleaned up and, head out in the morning. And I remember I was bleeding so bad that I walked inside of this hotel to rent a room. And the lady was just so professional and so nice. And I'm just a puddle of blood. I mean, I have blood from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. I'm handing her my credit card. There's blood all over my credit card.
Oh God.
Yeah, so so it's really funny when you walk into convenience stores and shit like that, and people's like, "What the fuck happened to this guy?"
See, we would know. We would be like, "Hey, you're a hardcore wrestler, right?" Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
God, yeah. Ever a restaurant? What about? I know you must have gone to a late night Waffle House and had like you might have been banded, you might have been cleaned up, but your little like, and the waitress go, I think you're bleeding.
Yeah. That happens all the time. We're big Cracker Barrel fans, so we try to find
Oh,
Cracker
yeah, I
Barrel.
went to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the time I'll have like scars and stuff all over my forehead, or cuts, or just scraped up from the night before. They're like, "What happened? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you so beat up?" So it's definitely something you always got to tell people. Well, I'm a deathmatch wrestler. That's what I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What are you doing? Yeah, I know. I can imagine a waitress like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, that's funny, man. That's crazy.
Someone was telling us, I think Remington was telling us, he was at the gym, and people were, it didn't even, it didn't even hit him that, like, what's normal to us doing, watching deathmatch wrestling, like anyone else at the gym, they were just giving him looks because of the scars.
Yeah. Yeah, all the scars that he got on his body and stuff. Yeah.
Have you ever
Yeah.
brought? You know what? Have you ever, or maybe you could tell us about other guys? Like, have you ever, as you or anyone ever brought like, let's say someone met a girlfriend, had a new girl, met a girl, and like, I'm a wrestler. You want to come see the show? Do you guys ever bring girls or a friend who and they don't know what to expect, and they're sitting in the audience, and you're like doing it to blow their mind, or like, would you warn somebody? Let's say, you know what I mean? Like,
Um. Yeah. I mean, I bring people. That last show that me and Mason did. It's real close to my house, so my whole family came, and
okay,
uh, and I'd never seen me really wrestle. They came to my first match, and that was about it. And so when they all saw me bleeding puddles of blood, my dad was like, "I didn't even know who you were." He was like, "That was not you walking and talking and breathing in there." He was like, "It was like you were another person, another being."
well, what did the other family members say?
My sister said I was freaking crazy. She was like, I don't know why you would do that. And my little brother said he should have hit you harder.
Oh yeah. See, kind of like, see, if I was a hardcore guy, I kind of get enjoyment out of like, look, now you're gonna see what I do. You're gonna see if everyone else is paying to see it. I'm bringing you, and you're gonna watch. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Did you give him a heads up? Like, this is gonna get a little crazy here.
I try to tell them, but they don't. They didn't listen to me. They were not prepared for it at all. So
Yeah, we talked to a lot of people, and a lot of their family, they don't really, they know they wrestle, but they don't really know that much about it. You know how people are like, yeah. We got friends. I mean, I got friends that love wrestling. I'm like, hey, watch the Big Joe interview. Oh, okay. A month later, did you just watch the Big Joe interview? No, and they go to XPW. Hey, J. Joe Escobar. We did JJ Escobar. Oh yeah. Did you watch it? A little bit. I'm like, what are you talking about? The whole thing is good. He pulls out he shows his scar from getting burned by Eric Ryan, and they tell all kinds of stories. I mean, yeah, I understand. People don't go to shows. Yeah, family members,
yeah,
whatever. But you want them to be there at least once to see what you do, so you can,
yeah. So they can definitely say that you're crazy at least once.
yeah, blow their mind.
Talk about it on the Easter dinner.
Yeah.
So we always bring up restaurants. You said you're a big fan of Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah, we try to stop Cracker Barrel. We go through a drive-through at Dunkin' Donuts, Arby's. So just
Okay. What do you go to? What's your go-to at the Cracker Barrel?
man, I gotta go breakfast. I don't ever go for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm a biscuits and gravy guy. Get a couple over easy eggs, couple sausage links. Nice cup of coffee. I'm good to go.
They got these spicy chicken links that are good.
Oh, I'm
Waffles
gonna
on
try
the
those.
Cracker Barrel. They're new.
I'm gonna have to try that. That sounds good.
But tell them not to overdo it. Tell them light cook. They're already pre-cooked. They're fully cooked, so they don't need to burn them.
Yeah, yeah. Anything that's over, anything that's like really famous for food, like we go to Rocky Top, Tennessee, all the time. So if you're in Tennessee, you got to get that barbecue. So there's this awesome little barbecue mama pop shop in Rocky Top, and we go there every time we're in Rocky Top. It's delicious. Like it's almost one of those buildings that it's in between two buildings, so you'll drive right by it and not even know it's there. But it is the best food I've ever had in my life.
Rocky Top?
Rocky Top, Tennessee, yes.
Oh, what's the name of the place? I'll look it up.
I don't know. I'd have to ask.
I'll just look it up. Rocky Top. How many?
Yeah, it's it's a
right.
barbecue place. I know that, but it's so good, man. So good.
Okay.
You gotta check
Yeah,
it out.
Rocky,
We're-
yeah,
we're
from there,
Rocky
yeah. Rocky Top.
Top. What about you bring up breakfast food? What about IHOP?
You got IHOPs out there?
Yeah, we got IHOPs out here, but they all suck.
Okay.
Denny's.
Yeah.
Denny's is a good one around here. I don't know if you
White-
guys have-
Our
White
Denny's
Castle.
just
You got White Castles where you're at around that area? I know Nashville's got them.
the closest one to us is in O'Fallon. It's like an hour and a half away, so we don't have them around here. We're getting an Olive Garden though, so that's super cool. I'm excited about that.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, we got those here where we're at. I'm thinking. Oh, you don't have the Wawa sub places, do you? Wawa. Have you ever heard of Wawa?
No, I've never heard of that ever.
Oh wow.
Oh, wait. So you've never been to the East Coast, have you?
No, not really.
Not yet.
Oh, that's a standard thing because it's a place that's open 24 hours, and every wrestler on the East Coast knows Wawa. When you get a guy out there, ask him about Wawa, they'll know all about it. Wawa. Speaking of East Coast, man, what about coming out here for one? You'd probably fit in good with ICW, like a doubleheader or Matt Tremont's thing, H2O.
Man, I've been hitting places up like crazy. I've hit up H2O, Matt Tremont, ICW. I've hit up Danny, CCW. Man, I'm just I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to get really anywhere, man. I'm looking to work everywhere and anybody. I'm trying to get to that next step. So.
Yeah, CCW is not as hardcore until they run the tournament, but I think he'd fit in good with ICW. It's ICW, the doubleheaders when they run two shows, and I mean, are you willing to travel here, like with your a guy? Usually, a lot of the guys come out like 2 or 3 come out at one time, so that might work out. Maybe I don't know.
Oh yeah. We'll load up a car and go, man. I mean, me, Bull, we're all down, man. Miles ain't nothing to us. We're willing to travel every second of it,
Yeah, if they can get that, we'll tell those guys.
Yeah,
we'll try to put your name out there, and because it's hard to find out who's who, and they don't, and they got their regular crew, but sometimes their regular crew gets like you're used to it. You're like same guys, so let's get the new guys on.
Yeah, no, for sure. Brad just debuted CZW last year. He was going to do the Ultraviolet Underground. Sucks it fell through, but we were going to see a lot.
Yeah. Him and our boy Lane, man. Insane Lane. I mean, I know he's going through some stuff, man, but I love Lane, dude. He's a great human being, a great person. But him and Brad tore it down last year at TOD, man. That Dremel spot they had with the Dremel at the end, that was top notch. It was real good. So I thought it was cool though. I thought they both killed it, and they both deserved it to be there. They worked their hells off getting there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. That exploding bat was nuts.
Oh yeah. I didn't see that coming either. I was like, dang.
We were at that. We interviewed to get ready for the Ultraviolet. We were doing those guys, and we got Sarah Dox and Brad Cash together, and we did Elaine. So you could check those out. They went pretty good. Yeah, Sarah Dox, she's a nice person. Yeah, we liked her a lot. Yep.
All great talent.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I love Sarah. Sarah's a character, man, and she does all that barefoot deathmatch stuff, and that is just on a next level kind of crazy.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Would you ever do a barefoot death match like that?
Um, yeah. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, as long as it's with Sarah, I'll work Sarah any day of the week.
Well, she does it because she doesn't like boots. She said, right?
I forget. I
She
think
said
so,
something
yeah.
about boots. She's got like her feet are not comfortable in boots. She said something like that. But I think,
Maybe.
yeah,
maybe.
no. Sarah says boots are not comfortable for her or something.
So she does it barefoot.
She likes barefoot.
I've never asked her why she does it. I just know that she's wrestled everybody in a barefoot, barefoot death match.
Right. She said something about it. But I think they mess you up a little bit because you're like you can't. It's good. It would throw you off too much. I know they're but I think the negative effects in a match outweigh like, well, he's barefoot. You know what I mean? The only thing, unless you stamp your feet and you got a bunch of thumbtacks underneath it, and then your feet are going to be hurting through the. Yeah, I don't think cost benefit. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, man, I hate my biggest thing in deathmatch is I hate bumping with tacks in me. Like, man, because when you're bumping with tags, they're already stuck in you. So when you bump, they're digging that much deeper, and it's just it's not a good feeling for me. So I usually try to take them out right after I get hit, because I'm like, I don't want to bump with these for the next 45 minutes.
Oh, right. That's about women.
Yeah.
Now, have you wrestled women?
Yeah. I've only wrestled one woman in a death match. That was Rebecca Payne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's I'm pretty sure she's out there on the East Coast.
Yeah, she's all over. Yeah,
she's in Pennsylvania from PA.
Yeah. But she we wrestled at tribute for the Gangster for New Jack down in we wrestled in the Rocky Top. It was for TPW. She was on one of the teams, and really we just worked each other the whole match, and she kind of showed me what a death match really was. So that's probably the only girl I've wrestled though.
Because all these girls are now wrestling guys, and they stick in there. They hang in there pretty good. I guess you got to be hard on. They want you to be hard on them. They don't want you to like. Does it seem weird wrestling a woman? Like, especially in a death match. Like if it was a woman in a wrestling match, then that would be like you're wrestling. But when a death match, it's like, wow, I'm just bashed a girl over the head with a light tube. Like, wow,
As long as she hits me back, I'm cool with it. So, if she wants me to hit her, as long as she hits me, I'm down to wrestle and beat up whoever. So.
Okay, yeah, they want to get beat. It's crazy. I can't get over that. Yeah, that's something.
Is there any names on your bucket list?
To work, yeah, man. There's a bunch of guys, man. I would love to work, especially deathmatch wise. Obviously, Matt Tremont, Nick Gage, John Wayne Murdoch, Neil Diamond Cutter, Necro. I'd love to work Necro. Guys like that, guys that are kind of more around my area that I would love to work, like Hoodfoot. Hoodfoot's from Chicago. He's not that far away. I'd love to work him. Remington Roar. I worked Eric Dillinger already. Josh Crane. I'd love to work Josh Crane. Just anybody, man. Really. I mean, I'm definitely trying to get into some tournaments.
Oh yeah.
We don't have a lot of tournaments going on. But man, I'm trying real hard to get into one. So hopefully that's the next step.
We've talked to the deathmatch guys, and they consider tournaments more important than a title, like a local title.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's the I feel that way too. I feel like that's how you know if you're meant to be a deathmatch wrestler is if you can do a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can go and last the whole tournament, like
wow.
That's how you know if you're cut for the business. Because anybody can bleed and anybody can do the shit, but to do it 8 times in a row, you know what I'm saying, or 10 times to do it all day long and still be good at it, like
yeah,
that's a craft that like that's an art form right there.
Oh yeah, Bailey, people like that. So, well, you're down there, right? You probably get in a Carnage Cup pretty easy.
Yeah, I shout out to them. I've been in touch with AWR in Indiana. I don't know if you guys have heard of them.
Yeah.
But I've been in touch with them. I'm gonna go up there and watch their next tournament, and help set up the ring and maybe land some dates or something with them. That'd be cool.
Oh, you're gonna go. You're not scheduled for it yet.
I'm not scheduled for it, no, but I'm just gonna go watch the show. Hope to get some dates or something. Hang out. So.
God, I can't believe they're not using them for more tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Brennan will use you. Yeah, I mean, he I'm sure he would. That's not too far from you either.
Yeah, no. That's super close by me. Yeah, I've reached out to their page and stuff for it. Man, I was actually booked. I had already talked to him. He had agreed and shit. But he fell through. But I was booked for Prince of Death for what was it, 2022, 2023. Ian wanted me for Prince of Death, and then the weekend that it was supposed to go down, it just never happened. So,
okay.
Man.
But
Yeah.
Carnage Cup would be good.
Yeah. I'll definitely try to get in there too, because I know they're always looking for dudes. So,
yeah, man, got to come out here.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys are, and he wants to do it. He's not like you got to talk him into it. He wants to be here.
Do it, yeah.
See, that's what I'm looking at. We got these like Remington Roar, him, that Raven Havoc. These guys want to be in it. They're like JJ Escobar. They want to be in it. What about JJ?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to him the other day?
I saw that he did that spot off the balcony with a lawn chair. That looked rough. For sure.
He had an operation.
Oh, did he? I didn't hear anything. I seen the spot, but besides that, I didn't see anything else. Is he okay? How's he doing?
Well, no. Well, he had they carried him off, and then he didn't say anything for about a week or over a week, and then Luke Hadley, he does videos. He sent me a link to the thing, and it said I was off the internet. I had a spinal operation, compressed vertebrae.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's like he really came down forceful on that.
Yeah, it looked painful. Every bit of it did. So I mean, but man, that's a hard injury too.
Yeah, and that's one of those moves where I love his stuff. But it's like, oh man, I don't know if it looks like it's a hard one to land. I don't know how it lands right. You know what I mean? It's just like, who else does? Matt Justice, that guy's doing crazy. Have you seen some of his stuff he does? Jumping off buildings.
No, I've never heard of Matt Justice. No, I'll have to check him out though.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna recommend. I know it's hard to keep up with all this stuff. Circle 6 had a show last week, free. It's on YouTube. Forward to the end of it, he had one of the best matches I've ever seen. Bobby Beverly and Matt Justice. The whole match was hard. I mean, it was ridiculous. That was a good one. Atticus Kogar and who did he wrestle?
Reactive?
No. Jimmy Lloyd?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Jimmy Lloyd, and then Otis Cougar and Dr. Renacto.
Okay.
Greg Lee, he's another one who just does crazy stuff, like jumps off a thing head first into a garbage can. Yeah, you'll like those 3 matches. And look, those were like showstoppers, man. Yeah, Remington. Matt Justice, he'll take crazy bumps. You seen some of the stuff he does?
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look him up. I'm about to look him up right after this.
Oh no! Go to the Circle 6. It's like a 7-hour show. Fast forward it all the way. Kevin Gill did the commentating. It was funny. And those 3 matches, the 2 Cougar brothers and the main event. The main event was, look, if I ever talk to you again, which I hope I will, you'll be like, oh yeah, man. Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were just all over the place, man. What did they do crazy? He jumped off the building. Didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think
They could have stopped it halfway through, and it still would have been like a 5-star match.
That's insane. But that's the matches that you got to have, all the time. They got to go out there and put it on. So
Yeah, the JJ Escobar, man. I hope he's out. I hope he's back soon. The POR stunts.
POR
You've heard of
stunts.
those
No, I
guys?
don't know. No,
Oh,
I've never heard of them.
it's on IWTV, the Grand Prix of Wrestling.
Okay,
fact,
yeah, I don't watch too much IWTV, man. A lot of my stuff, like I keep up with deathmatch every now and then, just the news of it, stuff like that. But most of it, man, I watch old school wrestling, a lot of 70s, 80s. Yeah, just to learn, because I'm not very athletic at all. But those guys could work in a non-athletic way. So I was like, well, I have to mold my craft into something that I can actually look presentable, and I could bring to the table. And everybody's worried about this high flying and jumping off things, and I'm just I'm a brawler that knows some old school wrestling. So that's that's what
it works for you. Yeah. Don't jump off stuff. Sometimes you can lose a lot. I mean, yeah, it's rough. Some of those big jumps are rough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's some people's cake. It's just not mine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hope JJ Escobar's okay and he comes back to wrestling, because I know he likes to wrestle. He had a rough year. He got burned by Matt Ryan. I mean, not Matt Ryan. Eric Ryan in the fire spot. Remember that?
Oh yeah, with his crotch.
Yeah, and then before that or after that, he got into a car accident on black ice. It broke his femur.
Oh yeah, I did remember that too. I saw that.
And then this, we got to
Yeah, that dude's luck is not very good. But man, I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad that he made it out of surgery okay, and he's doing all right. I hope he comes back soon and stuff.
No, I know he's a good guy. He's a real good guy. Check out his stuff on POR stunts, and IWTV did a Grand Prix tournament, and that Matt Justice was on it. So was Diamond Cutter. Yeah, Diamond Cutter. Yeah, it's pretty good. Bam Sullivan. Yeah, those guys are all in there.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out for sure. We're down with it.
Yeah. So we talked about tournaments. Is there one that you would really, really, really want to get on? That would be like, wow, I made it.
Man, I mean, there's a lot of tournaments. Tournament of Death, only because that's kind of like the first tournament I started watching. And not just that, I feel like with when it comes to them, IW Mid South is obviously not running at this point. But besides them, CCW, they mainstream deathmatch wrestling in America, and to do anything with that is awesome. So,
what would you do if you were in front of Zandig and I said, "Here's John Zandig"? What would you do?
Well, I talked to him, man. I hit him up, because I heard that he was coming back. So I was just hitting him up, seeing if maybe I could dig up some bookings through him and stuff, and he liked me, but something fell through with that stuff they were doing down in Florida. So after that, it just kind of we just stopped talking. But yeah, I'd be like, hey, look, man, just give me one shot. Give me 5 minutes is all I need. Give me 5 minutes to show you, and I got you.
Man, I hope somewhere a deathmatch promoter hears this, because this is an eager guy that wants to come out and go nuts for one time. Not too nuts, but nuts enough to yeah, that's crazy, man. Well, throwing the name around.
But I don't know. Sure. We got that FYE show next month, and I think Chet Ripley's coming down with Adrian.
Okay, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, with Adrian. Wow.
Wait, the one up in New Jersey?
New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Pondo.
Yeah. Oh, no, Pondo got taken off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's going to Japan.
Pondo's going to Japan.
Yeah, so they replaced him with Sandman. But I mean, some of the guys from up there are coming down.
Yeah. I know Chet, and I know Adrian and Blackheart too. That's I could I'll hit him up and see if maybe I can swing down and stuff with them.
No, for sure. They're both on there, and I'll get with you after this. I'll get with you after this interview about that. Be cool to have.
Yeah.
You.
This guy's got stroke and it's up in the Northeast. If you want something done, just contact this guy.
No, stop. Let's go back to the interview, but any titles you would like to win? Any titles that you would be like, wow, this I've always wanted this belt.
Man, the Golden Eagle belt from back in the day. For sure. If it was just, that would be the belt for sure. But besides that, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't do it for the belt or the glory. I just do it because, man, it's the only thing I've ever loved. Whenever everything was down and out, wrestling was there to get me through it. So I just I'm trying to give back all the years that Iggy gave to me. Just trying to love the game and love what I'm doing with it.
So you would rather win? Let's say you would rather win a federation's if they had a deathmatch tournament than win their title.
Oh, yeah, something like that for sure, yeah. To be honest, my goal right now is to win any tag team titles with Bull Bronson. That's my goal right now because we've been tagging and, he's always been my mentor. So to hold some tag titles with him would be awesome. would definitely.
Well, Tank does those ICW shows down there in Tennessee and stuff.
Yeah, Chattanooga.
Yeah, ICW goes to Chattanooga.
Oh, really? Yeah, man, that's like not even that far from me. That's like 4 hours.
Yeah. They don't know about him.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe hopefully your name will get up there, and we'll see you out there.
Well, they can easily tell, and it's easy to just say I'm an IWTV AFU, and they'll know it. Yeah, chapter 2.
Yeah, you can also find my stuff on YouTube too. Like you guys saw, I try to keep, most of my latest matches and stuff like that on YouTube. I got highlights. I got promo pictures. Anything you guys need to, help get that word out, you just let me know and I'll send it to you.
Oh, absolutely. You have some awesome shirts for sale, right? On what's that website?
Wrestling
Tees. Pro Wrestling Tees. I have some on there. I have a new design coming in May. They're on pre-order right now. You guys just, if anybody out there can hear it and, you look me up, it's Brian Richards on Facebook. I got the design posted to that. And my Twitter, it's at @blood_money 95 on Twitter. It's a 80s retro style looking design. And they're $25 for small to extra large. Anything from 2X and up is $30, only because it's a price difference. But I take Cash App and all kinds of stuff like that. So
I saw that one, the colorful one, and I saw one with just the blood. You know what's cool? Also, check into like caricature, like that Japanese guy does. He does all the famous guys, like a caricature of a like a cartoon character of you.
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
Those are cool. Do you guys now up here, man, people are buying the craziest shit. They're buying, like, they're selling pieces of wood from matches. Like if this is used in a match, they'll sell it. Was this ever used in a match?
Yeah, that was used in the Trevor show.
Oh, Trevor. All right. Do they sell weapons after the AFU shows?
Well, to be honest, most of the weapons the fans either run off with because they got blood all over them by the end of it, or we try to, we try to sell some of them. I know that my pants that I wore with Mason, I literally took them off in front of the rest of the crowd that was there and sold them for $60 right off my body.
Wow.
Sold them. So, there is some money in them. So, if people's willing to buy it, I'm willing to sell it to you,
Yeah. They sell stuff like crazy. There's a big market for it up here in the Northeast. They sell everything.
No, for sure. Little pieces of wood, everything.
Yeah, little piece of wood.
A cool idea for you I thought about while I was looking up your pictures so we could display it on the YouTube video. Maybe you have like someone Photoshop your bloody picture on a dollar bill and some is 8x10s. It's a cool,
Blood Money.
Yeah, blood money.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
a bloody picture of you on like a
Yeah,
$20 bill or $100 bill with you in the middle. You know.
yeah, that'd be cool, man. Like $100 bill with with my bloody face in the middle of
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was for us, baby.
Yeah.
Or like
Or a
a
shirt, yeah.
T-shirt with $1 bill, and then it says like AFU blood money, like you designed the dollar with your face bleeding, but then have little things on it that mean something wherever you're from. Now you got a match
Right.
tomorrow. Like, fans are going to see this, but you got a match tomorrow.
Yeah, I got a match tomorrow. We're doing some weekly programs for Golden Boy Greg Anthony down in Dyersburg, Tennessee. Um, it's called Pro Wrestling Mid South. We'll be down there every weekend, every Saturday until the end of April.
Oh, what TV tapings?
They're not TV tapings. They're just weekly shows. Just we had nothing else real big booked, so we were just going there to keep in ring shape and keep fresh and work on new stuff.
Oh, now where's that? How's that? How far is that from you?
It's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's not
Oh, it must be near Nashville, like west of Nashville, probably, huh?
yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad. Mid
Yeah,
South. Yeah, I saw Pro Wrestling Mid South. I like their emblem. It's got like a Mid South Pro Wrestling Mid South. It's got like a picture of Tennessee on it.
Okay.
That's a pretty good emblem.
yeah, it is pretty good. Yeah. Greg's a very old school guy too, so he tries to keep it simple and family friendly, and so there's not really blood down there, so it's kind of it's just really just ring work and to keep in shape really.
Oh, okay. What kind of match you having tomorrow? Just like you're still gonna do
Um,
like some rough stuff, right?
I think they had me booked against Yellow Jacket. I'm wrestling a dude in a mask. He's probably ugly from all I know. So
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. But, I was gonna ask, do you think the fans are different in different? Like when you go from one show to another, do you have like a completely different fan base, like a different group of people? Like the AFU, I'm thinking they're all like hardcore fans, right?
oh yeah, they're definitely the bloodthirsty fans.
Okay.
If you go down to a place that's family friendly, no blood, no cursing, it's definitely a different environment than a bloodthirsty crowd for sure.
So you're gonna go to Mid South tomorrow. That's gonna be more calmed down, right?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be calm. No blood, no cussing. Just there to get booed and go home.
So do you have to go in a different mindset? You have to say, okay, I got to calm down. I'm like, you got to think of what you're doing differently.
Well, man, to be honest, anymore it's just kind of like, hey, let's just go out there, walk and talk, and bullshit around. Just have some fun doing it. I really have to. I psych myself up for the death matches. I almost
Oh,
uh have a routine where I gotta switch that mode. Take a second. But usually by the time my music hits, I'm ready to go. So
you got to get in a different mindset for this death match. I see.
yeah, it's complicated. Sometimes if I'm not feeling it, I got to psych myself up and
Oh, do you
stuff
like to
like
be
that.
left alone, or do you want to talk to people?
Well, I usually just put some music in my ear. Like I'll talk to people. I'll just put music in my ear, listen to some, you know, some hip hop music, maybe Tupac, Wu-Tang Clan, Biggie Smalls, something just whatever I'm feeling up for, just to kind of get me in a upper mood, a happier mood than just being like, man, I really don't want to go out here and bleed all over the place, and to give me like, okay, let's fucking go do this.
Oh, okay. I got you. So
That's
I'm
great.
gonna have to check out more stuff.
You have any questions for us?
Man, not really, not that I can think of. I want to thank you guys for having me on, though. It's awesome. I'm glad you guys were into my stuff, and if you guys know anybody looking for some new blood, I'm willing to spill mine. You just have them hit me up. So
I'm thinking where he could. I mean,
Absolutely.
if he can come with a couple guys, and I mean,
we'll definitely, I'll definitely hit you up after this. But before we get off, what's your social media sites? If anyone wants to contact you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to contact me, it's Brian Richards on Facebook. I got a Twitter too. It's at blood_money95. I got a Instagram too, but I'm really never on it, so I don't ever really plug it. But and then you can find all my stuff on YouTube. I put all my promos. I try to keep updated matches on there. But yeah, just look up Brian Richards or Bloody Brian Richards on YouTube. That should pop up.
thanks, Brian.
Thank you guys.
All right, buddy.
All right,
Yeah, thank you.
guys. Take care.
Good luck.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I